Hey guys, it's Ashley, your scrapping nerd here. I have an Easter layout for you today. So these are pictures of Yoda and his Easter bow tie. These are some scrap paper that I have, but I actually didn't use it. And then all these little bits and bobs are from my Echo Park, My Favorite Easter, and My Favorite Spring. And I get it in my creative scrapbook kit that I get a month. I thought I was going to use that Easter bunny, but I actually ended up the back. This is from my stash, and I use the front, and then this is also from my stash. So all those eggs I cut out, and you can see them there on the side. It's so funny, the back of this paper has these bunny rabbits, but they're just too busy for me, so I liked this side of the paper. So I have this in my scrap room, and it's like a plastic plate, and so I use that to draw a circle, because if I don't have a line, I don't think my circle would come out like a circle, because my idea is to make a wreath with these Easter eggs. So I am going to ink each of them, and they're in different colors, and so I have the Distress Oxide inks in Sleeveless Preserves, Evergreen, Broken China, and Victorian Velvet. And so I just inked all the edges of the eggs, and I didn't make you watch all of that. And here I'm just going to lay them out, kind of get an idea for this wreath here. And I think I've said before, like, I don't think my lines are very good when I fussy cut, so I always ink something or distress it. So this one I just inked them. And the idea was I had these two smaller photos where his face is a little bit different, and then the large photo. So I wanted to put the two on the right side, and then the big one, big 4x6 on the left side. And I thought I would need an egg there between the two smaller ones, but it doesn't have the photo mats yet. So this video is kind of choppy because I don't make you guys watch me fiddle with all these eggs here. Now I'm gluing it down. You can see that top one, that purple on the right there, it's actually the bottom of the egg because of the paper. What I end up doing is just tracing one of the other eggs to make it look like the top, because it's actually going to go behind the photo. I don't think you see that on here, but so I'm laying it back out, and now I'm gonna cut them down just a little bit so I can have a photo mat. And there on the left, that like colorful, I guess it's plaid, the front side was that Easter bunny that I thought I was going to use, but I really liked this colorful pattern here with them. So I cut it down, and I cut the more on the right side of the photo because I really like the flowers that are behind him, and I do that for these little ones too. And I didn't have a lot in that paper, it was just some cut aparts on the front side. So the ones that I wasn't going to use is what I used to back the photo. And you'll see I had to kind of Frankenstein the second photo with some pieces, but you can't even tell. And I think it helps that the pattern is so busy, and then I was able to match the pattern really well. So you don't even notice that it's a little Frankenstein photo mat. So I'm going to get these stuck down here. To go on that side. These eggs, it was actually kind of hard to put them in a circular fashion. I fiddled with these a lot, but I obviously didn't make you guys have to watch that. So this is the photo mat that fit the photo. So I'm just getting that laid down. And I just wanted a thin line around the smaller ones. I just really thought that colors matched. This ends up being a pretty busy layout, and that might not be everyone's cup of tea. I did ink the edges of the large photo as well, and both of these small ones I inked around it. And I think it was the Victorian Velvet that I inked with it. And so this is the one that I'm gonna Frankenstein together. So So you can see there, I just put some tape on the back. And see, it hangs off a little bit on the edge. But then I had this other scrap, and I flip it around, it almost just lines up perfectly. And once you cut it, once I cut it down, you can't even tell. Just add a little extra. This is some washi tape I didn't think I would ever use, so it's my washi tape I use for the backs of my layouts. Or the backs of anything to hold something together. So, and that's the main idea for it. And I did like even them out so you can see the eggs were too heavy on one side. So I had this little saying, it says, you're a good egg. And I was like, well, that's perfect. And I wanted to make a banner with those banner pieces. I thought it would look good there. So I lay them out. I changed out the yellow one. I didn't really like the yellow banner, but I want to use this kind of white twine for it so that it kind of hangs there. And so I use my scoreboard, and I'm gonna score a line at the top because I want it to fold over the twine, so it looks like the twine is going through the little flags there. And so I did this for each of those, the big one and then each of those little colored ones. But yeah, see, it just kind of folds over that. So and the saying is going to go in the middle. And so I'm going to put some glue on the back of that where I folded it over and just kind of shove the twine up in there. And then you're going to see I'm going to use some of that washi tape just to hold that down on the back. And then I'm not going to show you do all of these, but this is just kind of the idea for each one there. And see that washi tape holds it down. So now I'm gonna try to lay it back on the layout. And I fiddled with this a little bit because I was trying to find the center of the layout, but it's kind of like my circle is a little bit wonky with the eggs, so it's not necessarily the center of the wreath, so I had to kind of improvise a little bit so that it looked all center. And I wanted to pop these up so that they kind of hang off the page or come off the page there. So here's where I'm like, okay, let's try to make it in the center, but more the center of the wreath. See, it's a little bit off from the center of the page, but like I said, this turns out pretty busy, so you won't even notice. So I thought about putting some bows or something up in the corners for the string, but I just didn't like it, and I ended up putting some butterflies, which you'll see. I'm auditioning some other little embellishments around the layout. Here's where I put the glue in the corner, and I don't have it on video, but I actually like fold that over to the back of the layout, put some glue, and then use some of that washi on top of the glue to help hold those strings in place. So, and then I liked the little Easter Bunny tag, but it just doesn't make it on the layout, neither that little Easter Bunny circle. I just couldn't get an Easter Bunny on there. And then I'm trying to find something that, you know, is for the bottom. I had thought about maybe a bow or something, but I ended up finding in the my favorite spring ephemera from Echo Park, this Happy Easter title there, and it looks good. And at the very end you'll see like I didn't realize I wasn't recording, so I actually used some Wink of Stella on the title that says Happy Easter on the eggs, and I like colored them in with the Wink of Stella so they're a little bit glittery. And then these flowers I thought I would use, and they're actually cut out from wrapping paper, but they don't stay on the layout. you'll see me remove them. And this is some like a recollections sticker book I got at Michael's. And these butterflies were just so pretty. They're very shiny, and I thought that would add something pretty to the layout, since I already did the Wink of Stella on the eggs on the Easter, Happy Easter sign as well. So I stick it on that little embossing powder thing because I don't want them to stick completely, because I always am moving the embellishments around a lot. But I do end up putting foam on their wings and then only gluing the centers down on the layout, so it looks like they're popped up a little bit off the page. Now in the scrapbook they'll get squished down a little, but you'll still see them, that they pop up. So here I go, removing the flowers. You can always see that just looks much better. And that little sticker book has some really tiny little butterflies that are also shiny, and so I use them to kind of scatter around here. And then with those, I didn't use pop dots on their wings, but I still only glued the centers down and folded their wings up. So like I said, it stopped recording, but I went through and I put enamel dots on the eggs and kind of blinged them up a little, which you'll see here. You can see I have enamel dots, and there's some pearls, all those little tiny butterflies that I have scattered around there. There's some more, all those enamel dots on those eggs, and you can kind of see the Wink of Stella on the Happy Easter. But that's the layout for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you could like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And the photos are coming up. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.